Chapter 51, The Vixen with the 47. I'm Jalil. Great, the stupid shtick again. Jalil, we need to get out of here, said Nikki. Miss Jackson, where's Madboy? Jalil, please. Jalil took one last look at the two and figured whatever was going on wasn't any of his business. Neither did he want it to be. Yeah, good. But then all of a sudden, Michael remembered how LaToya was also down here in the lobby, too. Began to grow worried. No, don't think about that. Nikki never knew about me and LaToya, did she? Fuck it. Doesn't matter, there's nothing between me and LaToya anymore anyways. And all that matters now is getting out of the city. Hey Jalil, is LaToya still here? Asked Michael. Yes, she's with Jamil, but... Michael ran out of the elevator as he tucked away the revolver in his pants behind his back, and as he dashed out, he looked to his left and saw LaToya there, sitting, smirking off most of Jamil's advancements. LaToya, we need to leave. Hey! Echoed out another unknown voice from behind. Michael then looked back to see who was calling now. At the lobby's entrance, there were 3 iron monkeys standing in the way. And Michael figured they must have been waiting downstairs while Angel Eyes and Mr. Dorian had gone up to do business. As the 3 continued to glare in confusion, as Michael continued to glare back, Nikki then stepped out of the elevator with the Kalashnikov. And it was definitely now clear to them that something was off. Hey, lady, what's happening to Mr. Dorian? Demanded one while the other 2 slowly began going for their guns. Shit. Michael needed to do something quick, for they were now going to blow them all away. He needed to soldier up and start shooting people dead and not be so green about it. Do it, Michael. You have to do it now. No matter if you can't stand how it feels. But before he could reach for his revolver, Nikki took fast and took aim, looking down the sights and started firing. Whoa, you just did that, thought Michael as the 3 mooks were just about cut into pieces from the spray of bullets. Anyone and everyone that were in the lobby at that second were now abound, on full alert. What the fuck, Nikki? Mike was in awe seeing how easily she dispatched the 3. Nikki, cried out Michael as he ran over to get the AK from her, but was scared back. Nikki had a crazed look in her eyes that scared Michael for what he saw in them, as he began to think about how he wasn't dealing with the same person anymore again. Nikki, baby, please give me the gun. But Nikki looked like she was totally satisfied to keep the gun by her side away from him, where it was safe with someone much more responsible in handling such things, when things got to such points. But she also didn't look sane holding the gun. She had a look on her face like maybe Mr. Dorian's words had also affected her chemistry too. Nikki now seemed totally out of it and reckless, but also in complete control. Michael tried to make one more attempt to take it from her, but she now seemed really inclined to keep it by her side. Nikki, But then Nikki took charge in action. Michael, we need a safe place to hold out for now. And for whatever reason, Michael found her words untrustworthy, even though she said it to him while looking him in the eyes. What are you talking about? You said you wanted to get out of the city. No, I mean away from here, this building. I can't leave the city just yet. Why not? Asked Michael, as Nikki now broke eye contact and said, I can't explain that right now. And now, again with the secrets. Oh, Nikki, what the fuck are you holding up on now? Thought Michael as he began to worry if Mr. Dorian was the only monster that was to be found hidden deep within her closet. I don't think I can handle whatever boogeyman you got waiting for me next. Michael, what's going on? Cried out LaToya, who was still in shock from the sight and sound of gunfire and the killings. LaToya, we need to find a place to hide out. Do you know where we can go? Asked Michael. LaToya looked like she didn't want to answer and didn't want to get involved anymore, especially now. LaToya, please. Fine, how about we go to the nymphomatics? Michael nodded in accordance and then looked over at Nikki to see what her impressions of this were going to be, but saw none. Nikki, you okay with this plan? Asked Michael worryingly. Yeah, actually I am, responded Nikki after a moment, an uncomfortable moment of silence. Okay, this isn't the time to be worrying about that. Miss Jackson, what is going on and where is... Jalil, stop asking me stupid questions and call the driver to come around now. Lashed out Nikki, sending Jalil back some. Of course, at once, responded Jalil to Nikki's orders. Damn, she's really got people jumping for her now. Jalil made the call for the driver to come pick them up. A minute later, a limo pulled onto the street next to the lobby. Michael then felt like Mr. Dorian, Angel Eyes, and the third iron monkey up there should have had enough time to reach them now. but decided not to wait to see what was keeping them up. Michael then approached Nikki from behind as he tried to put his hand on her shoulder to get her attention. Nikki then reacted, a little territorially like, but as if also not. Michael, don't walk up on me like that, she said. As Michael thought, walk up on you how? For it wasn't as if he snuck up on her, she knew he was there. Now how Nikki was carrying herself while holding that Russian death stick was really beginning to bother Michael, as he watched her a bit more as she began making her way to the limo. Michael, I'm not going to get into that limo, said LaToya, glaring at Michael concernedly. Why not? Asked Michael. Then LaToya walked up to Michael and whispered the obvious reasons. Why? Because I don't think I feel very comfortable going anywhere with a crazy, coked-up woman dressed in a trench coat, worn over some Victoria's Secrets, holding an AK. Does that sound like a good enough reason to you? Michael had no argument against her there. Fine. So what will you do? Asked Michael. LaToya then shook her head, and Michael now knew it had to be over disappointment over him and how he had dragged her out here and now was dragging her to Harlem. I'll wait for you at the nymphomatics turf. Michael, come on, cried out Nikki as she looked back from the lobby's entrance. LaToya, how are you going to get there? Asked Michael. Jaleel could call me a taxi, okay, Michael? So go ahead, said LaToya. Michael took one last look at her and understood then how well she had figured him and Nikki out. All that was really still going on between them. Michael then smiled up at her and thought, I'm sorry. Not saying it because he understood there wouldn't be any point in doing so, because he was really apologizing to the idea what might have been if things were different, and so was he. As Michael tried to make it to the limo himself, a van pulled up. Oh, hello there, thought Michael, looking at the driver, some gorgeous short little Latina with shades on, chewing on a mouthful of bubble gum. She had one of those brick cell phones up to her ear, and as she turned her head towards Michael, she smiled, and then the van opened up with more iron monkeys standing by it ready with AKs. Ah, shit. Michael then quickly jumped behind some shrubs as they began unloading. The gunmen then saw how their main target was in the limo and turned their aim towards it and began firing at the wheels. Rat-tat-tat went the gunfire, ricocheting off the ground as the limo then took off before they were able to truly shoot one out. As the limo began treading distance, the Latina behind the wheels floored it, pedaling to the metal, making the wheels make a whole lot of screeching as the van lunged into motion. Gotta follow, Michael thought. Then saw the same chopper he had arrived in not so long ago. Alright, good thing they didn't decide to tow away these wheels. And then ran up to it, leaped on, started her engine, and took off after the rest. It was now a three-way hot pursuit as Michael caught up to the right side of the van quick, leading to the gunmen to turn their attentions back onto him. Shit, thought Michael, then thought fast and braked so he could get behind the van again. And now felt like he needed to get on the left side of the van, where there wasn't any door or window available to shoot out of. As he began veering to that side, the back doors then opened up, and before the men began firing again, Michael managed to pull into their blind spot, all in the nick of time. These assholes are fucking relentless. I gotta take out the driver before we reach Harlem. Trying to pass by the van, the sassy-looking fox on the wheel then blew Michael a kiss, seen by Michael by the side view mirror, and as the sassy fox did so, she then cringed up with teeth, veered trying to ram into him. Fucking bitch! Blowing me a kiss of death, are you? Michael almost lost his balance and began swerving as he began lagging behind. I gotta take her out, thought Michael as he started breathing through his teeth. Catching back up to them again, Michael now noticed they had finally got the attention of the cops, and now it was no longer a three-way pursuit but a four-way. The police car behind Michael, behind the van, behind Nikki's limo. The gunmen then continued to fire onto the limo all recklessly, and Michael began to wonder whether or not Mr. Dorian had told them the importance of the cargo. No, don't do that. How are you going to get the codes out if you try to... Michael then pulled out the revolver he was carrying and began aiming at the Latina in the driver's seat, and felt like blowing her his own kiss of death, delivered to her with a speeding bullet. Fuck her, shoot her, shoot. Ow. I can't do that to her. It was one thing fighting the urge to shoot an old nutjob hell-bent on releasing anarchy across the city, like the lights of the big whitehead, but thought of shooting a pretty young thing like her, making her brains fly out from the hole he was now willing to pierce through her head, had Michael almost dry-heaving again as he felt the experience for her before he was able to make it happen. Ah, shit. Michael now almost had himself dropping the only leverage he carried in this setup. Damn, I can't. Fuck it, just shoot the tires. As he took aim, Michael heard the sound of a tire go out on the limo instead. The limo then started swerving out of control before all of them, and now weighing heavy on the pursuit since it was the first vehicle up front, and after a few weavers here, then there, it then jumped a curb and crashed into a tree at the fucking entrance to Central Park. Great. This night just keeps getting better and better. The van then pulled up with the gunmen ready for another round of bullets. And as they began, they went all out Swiss cheesing the shit out of it. No, you fucking stop! What the hell are you assholes doing? At this point, Michael couldn't find time to stop himself. There were now 3 police cars on his tail, and Michael didn't want to get in the cross section between them and the van up ahead. Michael rode straight into the park as the cops then redirected their attention on the shooting that was in progress. Michael continued riding further and further into the park as things got dark, and once he got to a safe distance, he turned around and slowly began riding back towards them. Please, God, please let them not have... The scene was way too intense for Michael to rush in and take action, any action, for the shootout practically sounded like a full-blown war had broken out, gunfire, and so much so, heat was permeating from all around it. The Iron Monkeys were now unloading their AKs onto the cop cars. Jesus! Please tell me they didn't kill Nicky, thought Mike as he found himself on the verge of completely losing it and rushing in anyways. No, I can't do. But then did and rushed in anyways. As he got closer to the skirmish, he felt a sense of ease for a moment there as if nothing really bad had yet happened. Feeling it before seeing it, and as he got up as close as he could to the shootout, Michael then noticed that the right door of the limo facing away from the shootout was open, and was able to see a bit into it, seeing no one inside. Oh, thank God. How did I... Michael then slowed down some, riding up a bit closer to the whole event, and close enough to where no one would hopefully notice, swerving around some trees, and as he got close enough to take another peek, one of the gunmen from the van then noticed and began discharging in his direction. Shit! But then one of the cops' bullets got him in the back of the head and popped open his front like a pair of saloon doors from some western, exiting out a spray of blood. I really don't have a stomach for this level of violence, thought Michael as he took another peek deeper into the limo and concluded that Nicky had to have gotten out before all of this. On the other hand, the limo driver hadn't been so lucky, as he was hanging half out of the passenger side window with blood rushing out of a dozen or so holes in his head. As for Nicky's whereabouts now, Michael thought that she must have decided to run deeper into the park to avoid the shootout. As if heading to the park is going to be any safer place for her. Shit.